McBride was an all-star for the 5th time in her career as Boston goes backdoor to Hull, working on Williams. Hull gets it to go, and a foul.
Career high for you tonight. How'd that first half feel, especially with 18 and just 20 minutes of play?
I mean, it obviously feels good, I think, for me, just playing with confidence. We're missing people, so everyone's got to do a little bit extra, be a little bit more aggressive offensively. So that was my mindset going in, and obviously it feels good to see the ball go through the net.
Lexie Hull had the game of her life, a scorching hot performance that should have been a victory lap, a celebration of a player coming into her own. Instead, it became the centerpiece of a disaster. It happened on the same night the Indiana Fever completely unraveled, losing not one, but 2 more key players to an injury curse that is now threatening to swallow their entire season whole. With 6 rotation players gone, the team is no longer just struggling. They are on the brink of total collapse. The post-game locker room was filled with a thick, suffocating frustration. And in the middle of it all, Lexie Hull didn't hold back when speaking about the brutal reality of their situation. So what did she really say after the game that exposed the devastating truth behind the Fever's spectacular implosion?
Second all-star appearance was right here in Indianapolis back in July. Oh, looking inside for Boston. She will launch and knock down a 3. Lexie Hull's hit a pair. End of that game, but foul line continues to flummox Smith here this year. Here's Hull backdoor, puts on the brakes and lay it in. It's a Lexie Hull show here.
On a night that would later be defined by chaos and collapse, Lexie Hull began as a beacon of pure, unadulterated confidence. This wasn't the Lexie Hull that fans were used to seeing. Typically a hustle player, a defender, a role player who does the little things right. Tonight she transformed. From the opening tip, she played like a woman possessed, stepping onto the court with the swagger of an all-star. Her early 3-pointers were things of beauty, catching and firing with zero hesitation, the ball ripping through the net with a sound that echoed through the arena. She wasn't just taking open shots, she was creating them, with sharp, intelligent backdoor cuts that seemed to anticipate the defense's every move. She left the entire Minnesota Lynx roster looking stunned and a step behind. She was a ghost in the machine, appearing in open space for easy layups.
Lex, did you come into tonight kind of expecting to play, start near the whole game, just with the injury situation and the personnel available?
Damn, you played 37 minutes.
I mean, you played a lot too, Kels. What did you play? 35. I mean, yeah, we're down people, so gotta suck it up, play a little tired a few minutes, and take in those timeouts as best we can. But yeah, I mean, we're down people, so everyone's got to do a little more.
Yeah.
For you offensively, was the plan to kind of try and get some looks inside early to get yourself going and then start working from the outside, or was that just kind of how the game set itself up?
Just to read the defense, you know. I think I got some really good passes on the back cuts, and that's a testament to my teammates, you know, finding me, but keeping moving, just reading whatever they're given.
By halftime, the stat sheet was almost unbelievable. Lexie Hull had already dropped 18 points. This was a direct result of a conscious, aggressive mindset. She was hunting for her shot, driving hard to the rim, and shouldering an offensive load that the team desperately needed someone to carry. For a glorious 24 minutes, it felt like her energy was a powerful current running through the entire team. The Fever had momentum, they had a solid lead, and it legitimately looked like Hull was about to author a legendary upset victory against a deep and experienced Lynx team. But her heroic, career-defining performance was unknowingly hiding a much darker story, a ticking time bomb of a crisis that was about to detonate in the most brutal way imaginable.
In Chloe Bibby's absence, you'll likely see a lot of Turner on the floor here today as Lexie Hull launches and hits. It's a 3-point parade. Going in. Here is Hull. Look how aggressive Lexie Hull has been here in the first half. That was her 8th shot. Lexie Hull with all the confidence in the world. Petty, wide open. Oh, yes.
The cold, hard truth is that the Indiana Fever were a broken team long before the first whistle of this game even blew. They walked onto their home court already looking like a MASH unit, their roster ravaged by a string of devastating injuries that would cripple even the deepest of teams. Their superstar rookie, the phenom Caitlin Clark, has been sidelined for weeks with a nagging groin injury, robbing the team of its offensive engine, its primary playmaker, and the magnetic force that the entire offense was built around. Clark's absence alone is a season-altering blow.
Lexie Hull tonight, career high for her, just especially effective there early on. What were you seeing from her performance?
She was aggressive. I mean, she was hunting shots. She was aggressive to the rim. You know, she knew we needed another scorer on the floor, and because of the attention that Kelsey and AB get, she was getting free and she was hunting shots, and that's what we're going to need from her.
The night's descent into chaos began before the fans had even settled into their seats. The first domino fell with a quiet, last-minute announcement that sent a wave of dread through the team. During pre-game warm-ups, forward Chloe Bibby, who herself was a recent signing to help plug the roster holes, felt a sharp, concerning soreness in her knee. The medical staff made the call. She was a late scratch, held out as a precaution. In an instant, the team lost one of its few remaining versatile forwards, a player they were counting on for valuable minutes, just moments before they needed her most.
Just obviously Chloe Bibby, a late addition to the injury report. Just when did that injury happen, or do you know the severity at this point?
Felt something during pregame, and so holding her out as a precaution. We don't know anything, so hopefully we'll get some more information tomorrow when she can be seen.
Had she been dealing with any soreness or anything like that in previous days, the week leading up to tonight?
Yeah, I think everybody's dealing with soreness at this point in the year. But yeah, I had been dealing with a little bit of knee soreness, and again, just want to make sure that we're cautious and figure out what's going on before she gets out there.
Then deep into the fourth quarter, as the game hung in the balance, the final crushing blow landed. Veteran point guard Odyssey Sims, the steady hand meant to guide the offense in Clark's absence, suddenly signaled to the bench. She looked to be in pain, unable to continue, and as she walked off the court, she would not return. In the span of a single horrific night, the Fever's injury list swelled from 4 to a staggering 6 players. The team wasn't just shorthanded anymore, they were a skeleton crew. They were left with literally no regular wing players, and were forced to throw Shea Petty, a guard who had just signed a 7-day hardship contract, into the fire. She had barely practiced with the team, barely knew her teammates' names, let alone the intricate offensive sets. The raw, unfiltered emotion of the crisis was palpable on the court and on the bench. This wasn't basketball anymore. It was a full-blown survival situation, playing out in real time in front of thousands.
What do you know about Odyssey after, I think she left the game and didn't return? Is she injured? What's up with that?
Yeah, no, we don't know anything yet. She's going to get evaluated tomorrow, so we'll see.
With regards to Odyssey, do you have any ideas of what it was she tweaked? Was it a groin or any?
I have no idea. I just heard her say I need a sub, and so I got Shea up there.
With a depleted roster, a fragile lead, and the weight of the world on their shoulders, the Fever walked out of the locker room for the second half. What happened next wasn't just a breakdown, it was a complete and utter catastrophe. The Minnesota Lynx didn't just take the lead, they blew the doors off the entire arena. They unleashed a jaw-dropping, soul-crushing 32-117 run that not only erased Indiana's lead, but turned the game into a rout. All the momentum, all the confidence, and all the defiant energy from Lexie Hull's incredible first half evaporated into thin air in a matter of minutes.
Don't think you want to play Lexie 40 minutes. How can you handle the wing without Chloe tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to do it by committee. Bree Turner can guard 5 positions, so she'll be out there defensively. We've got to try to manipulate lineups a little bit more to figure out who we can stretch the floor with. So probably on the floor at the same time as Didi in a lot of things that we do. But again, if it's not going to be spacing the floor in the half court, we've got to be able to get our defense to create some offensive transition opportunities. That doesn't always have to be steals for scores, but we've got to get missed shots that allow us to get out, run out, and try to create some things in transition.
The Lynx's strategy wasn't complex. It was just brutal and effective. They spread the floor and attacked with simple, aggressive, straight-line drives, knowing Indiana's tired legs couldn't keep up. In response, Indiana's defense looked exhausted, disjointed, and utterly confused. Rotations that were crisp in the first half were now a step slow, then 2 steps slow. Simple box-outs were completely forgotten, leading to easy offensive rebounds and second-chance points for Minnesota. At the center of the storm was Aaliyah Boston, left stranded on an island under the basket, forced to contend with multiple bodies crashing the boards with no help in sight. It was a total system failure, a complete meltdown of communication and execution. And for long-suffering Fever fans, it was a painfully, frustratingly familiar sight. This wasn't just a bad quarter, it was a recurring nightmare, an implosion that exposed the deepest, most troubling cracks in the team's foundation.
Oh my goodness, I was taken back. It was fun. It was funny. I was very humbled. I was grateful for my group. I love the people I play with, and to know that they would go out their way to make something like that happen for me, it means a lot more than people know, because I have been here the longest. I have, everything that people talk about, I have been, and to know that my teammates kind of like see me as, I have value somewhere, and I feel like they make me feel like, I'm important to them and vice versa. And so that value means everything to me. And anybody knows me, I'm a loyal type person. And so I'm going to forever look at them like forever friends after something like that.
This repeated and predictable pattern of second-half collapses has placed head coach Stephanie White directly on the hot seat, with pressure mounting from fans and analysts alike. Time and time again this season, the team has come out strong, looking energized and prepared, only to emerge from the halftime locker room looking like a different squad, devoid of answers and unable to make counter adjustments. The most damning criticism revolves around the lack of visible changes. As Minnesota relentlessly punished the same defensive weaknesses possession after possession, the scheme from the Indiana sideline remained stubbornly the same.
The lulls that you obviously mentioned just now and how you guys want to make those lulls obviously not
Shorter.
as bad. Just what can the team do on the floor? What can you guys as a coaching staff do in the moment to kind of break those up?
Yeah, I mean, some of it's timeouts. Some of it's substitution matchups, although we don't have a lot of those. And some of it's just attention to detail. I mean, championship teams, their attention to detail throughout the course of 40 minutes is there for the most part. And we're learning how to do that.
In her post-game press conference, Coach White didn't shy away from the questions. She acknowledged the breakdowns, citing the immense difficulty of integrating brand new players into a complex system on the fly. She passionately defended her team's heart and effort, stating that they bust their ass every single game and are building a culture of resilience that will withstand these storms. She spoke of forming roots and character, but while injuries are undeniably a massive factor, the inability to stop the bleeding mid-game, to make a tactical shift to halt an opponent's run, has become the team's defining flaw. And no matter how much heart a team has, the patience of a fan base wears dangerously thin when they see the same movie play out every single week.
Our players bust their ass. Like, they battle every single game. And you know, they just, it's a couple minutes here and there. You got to play a 40-minute game. But this is a special group of women, man, with what they've been going through and everything that they've had to continue to overcome, and to put ourselves in position. You know, it could have been real easy to fold in that third quarter when they broke it open. To put ourselves in position, you know, to come back to compete to win a ball game. I mean, it's no matter what it happens, win or lose. The roots that this group is forming culturally, the roots that they're forming in terms of competitive spirit and what it means to compete at this level. I mean, those are what allow us to withstand these storms. And you know, the numbers tell a story, but you know, their hearts and their character tell another one.
Yet, even in the middle of the wreckage, there were warriors. There were players who refused to surrender, fighting desperately to keep the ship from sinking. Kelsey Mitchell, the team's veteran leader and longest-tenured player, has been the franchise's unwavering cornerstone through years of struggle. In a touching pre-game moment, her teammates honored her dedication by wearing custom MVP Kelsey shirts, a profound sign of respect for the heart and soul of their team. Mitchell, clearly moved by the gesture, backed it up on the court, pouring in a team-high 27 points, drilling dagger three-pointers, and refusing to let her team go down without a ferocious fight.
No matter what it happens, win or lose, the roots that this group is forming culturally, the roots that they're forming in terms of competitive spirit and what it means to compete at this level. I mean, those are what allow us to withstand these storms. And you know, the numbers tell a story, but you know, their hearts and their character tell another one.
Alongside her, Aaliyah Boston battled tirelessly in the paint. The former Rookie of the Year has faced immense pressure in her sophomore season, and on this night, she fought through constant double teams and physical play to score 15 points and grab 6 rebounds. And then there was the night's most improbable spark, Shea Petty. Literally thrown into the fire just days after signing her hardship contract, she played with a shocking level of poise. She scored 10 points, hitting 3 of 4 from deep, and looked utterly fearless, giving the team an unexpected offensive lift when they were gasping for air. Their collective effort was a powerful testament to the team's unbroken spirit, but even the biggest hearts can't patch the gaping holes left by 6 missing players. So what was it that Lexie Hull said that so perfectly captured the raw, unfiltered reality of this entire situation? She didn't call out a coach. She didn't blame a teammate. She simply told the unvarnished, exhausting truth. When a reporter asked about her aggressive career night, she gave a simple, profound answer. We're missing people, so everyone's got to do a little bit extra, be a little bit more aggressive offensively. That was my mindset going in. It wasn't a complaint. It was a diagnosis of their desperate situation. Her career-high 23 points weren't born from some clever new game plan. They were born from pure, absolute necessity. She knew, as did everyone else on that bench, that with half the team on the sideline in street clothes, waiting for the game to come to her simply wasn't an option. She had to take it. She had to force it. Her brutally honest words revealed the mindset of a team that isn't just playing to win anymore. They're playing to survive, with every single player forced to carry a weight they were never designed to bear. The Indiana Fever are now in a dangerous freefall. They are clinging to the 6th and final spot in the playoff race by the slimmest of margins, with a roster that is being held together by medical tape and sheer force of will. Lexie Hull's incredible heroic night gave fans a reason to believe, a tantalizing flash of what this team could be at full strength. But the brutal, unforgiving reality is that they are nowhere near full strength, and the clock on their season is ticking ever closer to midnight. The question is no longer about one game. It's about the future of this team and this season. Is this catastrophic collapse simply the unavoidable result of a roster too broken by injuries to be judged fairly? Or are there deeper, more systemic coaching issues preventing this team from weathering the storm? Let me know which side you're on in the comments below, because while the answers are unclear, one thing is certain: the Indiana Fever are at a crossroads, and the path they take from here will define their entire season.